Evening all, and welcome to yet another beer video on All Hail the Ale. Tonight it's another pale ale from a supermarket. Which one? Well, I'm sure you figured it out by now when you read the title of the video that you clicked on. It is Camden Pale Ale. Why did I pick this one? Well, partly because I'm working my way through everything on the supermarket shelf just to try it out and see what's going on, and partly because of the description. And I started out by looking at the blurb, shall we say, and it says here, we love our American cousins, but sometimes they can be kind of full on. So we've crafted this beer to more British tastes. Made with American hops, it's still got all the punch of a pale ale, just less shouty. And I like that. And there's a little graph on here, simple line graph, and it says, it's a scale, should I say really, not more than a graph. One end you've got just pale, at the other end, like this one here, pale and interesting. And I like interesting. And I thought, well, what's making it interesting? So I had a look around the rest of the can. And I thought to myself, okay, can't really see it. And then, oh, hops. And in the kettle they use Pearl, Citra and Simcoe hops, and then dry hopped with Simcoe and more Citra. So you kind of know what to expect, potentially. In the malts, you've got Pilsner malts, wheat, light crystal, Munich. So there's a whole bunch of different things going on in this, potentially. I say potentially because I've never tried it before. And the yeast is using California ale yeast. So, yeah, you kind of got an idea of what's going on. But with them saying it's a bit less shouty and it's pale and interesting, I'm intrigued, so that's why I picked it up. And it's a 4% pale ale. So it's nice and light on the ABV, easily sessionable at that weight. And it is brewed in London. So, yeah, it's got to be tried, hasn't it? So, Camden Town Brewery is the brewery in question. There you go. That is them. So, yeah, let's try it out. Let's get the old beer festival glass. Yeah, it smells alright. As for the pour, it is indeed pale. It's very clear, holds a reasonable head for now anyway. It's not overly carbonated. It says it's disappearing behind the beer. There you go. So it's not ridiculously pale, as you can tell. It's kind of an amber colour, almost. So it's golden amber, shall we say. It's got some head. It's losing it relatively quickly. But the beer is the important bit. I'm getting the Citra come through quite prominently. Simcoe to some degree as well. But let's see what it tastes like, shall we? Ooh. I know what they mean by less shouty. And I can see what they mean when they say interesting. Because to me, the American pales tend to be really prominently citric or citric flavoured, so lemons and those kind of flavours, grapefruits going on, particularly with the use of citra hops. But this is more malty. It's very well balanced. It's not too bitter. That is really easy to drink. And at only 4%, that would be dangerously easy to drink as a session ale. I'm getting lots of sweet malt, balanced out with those hops. Very nice effort indeed. And I think to myself, well, let's say 3 of these will cost you £5.25. £5.25 for 3 pretty decent ales, I would say. Yeah. Does it do what it says in the tin? It's the punch of a pale ale. Yes. Less shouty, definitely. More malt and hop, but still balanced, if that makes sense. It's whereas some beers I would describe as hop forward, this is much more malt forward. Pale and interesting, yes, definitely. I think it fits the bill. Fits it nicely. I could sit and drink that till the cows come home. And I think if I can say that, it's a decent beer. A very decent beer. I will be drinking more of this Camden Pale Ale. Yeah. Pleasantly surprised. I often look at the stuff that's available in the supermarkets with a little bit of trepidation, because it's in a supermarket, and I've been constantly proven wrong by some of the stuff I've had. Granted, there have been a few letdowns, but this is not one of them. This is, how can we say, it's one of those that sits there on the shelf, unassuming. Because let's face it, it doesn't shout with the can. It's quite reserved. But it knows, the guys at Camden Town Brewery, they know that it's a decent drop. And anyone who likes something that's, I mean, it does cater very much to the British taste. It is relatively reserved. It does what it says on the tin, like the good chaps at Ronseal. And yeah, it sits there on the shelf in Tesco's saying, I'm Camden Pale Ale. And it sat there for quite a few weeks looking at me. And I thought to myself, I'll try something else instead, because it's quite reserved looking. But look beyond the reservation that is the simple can, and realise that inside is something really nice for £5.25 for 3 of them. Can't knock it at all. And on that note, I'm going to go and finish this off and stick a score on Untapped. And what am I going to score it on Untapped? Well, it's a good question. I'll have to stick my Untapped name in the description below, and I'll let you go and have a little look and see. So gents, ladies, anyone else who might be watching, this has been the Camden Pale Ale. I've been Nick, and I'll see you again in a little while for another video. Bye.